Hello, engineers, and welcome back to the DevSecOps series. So, this is the part two of our introduction to DevSecOps episode. And till now, we have discussed a few of the topics that were mentioned in our particular slides. So, you can see here we have covered uh, till which one, how does DevSecOps work, and all these different topics that were about it. And now we will be discussing further from this topic. But before we move ahead, I would like if you know share this particular video with people who are looking into getting into the security role or DevSecOps role. And if you are enjoying this particular series, do like, share, and subscribe to the playlist and the channel. And let me know in the comments what are your thoughts, what things you need to or you want to see in this particular discussion that we are doing. So if you navigate to our channel on the YouTube, you can see that this is the DevSecOps series playlist that we have. And if you go ahead, we have already covered two topics, and we will be uploading the first part of the uh, this introduction to DevSecOps and the second part simultaneously. And you can go through them and let me know what are your thoughts upon them. So let's get started. So as we have earlier discussed about a lot of different stuff about what are the benefits, how does the DevSecOps work, and a lot of things. So now we will be discussing about what is the difference between DevOps and DevSecOps particularly, and what is the benefit or what are the different components involved later on in this particular DevSecOps culture. So DevOps, firstly, what it does is focuses on getting an application to the market as fast as possible. Using automations or tools or version control systems, orchestration tools and deployment methodologies. This is what DevOps focus on, and they also focus on reliability and the availability of the infrastructure and the application that you are kind of serving to the people that or the users, so to say. So in DevOps, what we see is security testing is a separate process that occurs at the end of application development and just before it is deployed, or it is deployed after that. And who does it? A separate team of, security engineers tests and then enforce security on the software. So that is how it is usually done in the other kind of only DevOps practices if there is no implementation of DevSecOps culture in your organization. So if you talk about DevSecOps, on the other hand, it makes security testing a part of the application development process itself. So that is the main thing. It is not treated as a separate entity, but it is embedded in your application development process or SDLC, that as I mentioned earlier. And now the security teams and developers collaboratively, do this stuff like assessment of weaknesses, vulnerabilities that are present in your application, and they collaborate to protect the users from software vulnerabilities. So this is what they usually do. So they will sit together, these two will, and this will be sitting together and then discussing, okay, how we can ensure that security is applied over beforehand. Okay, that is what we do. So now you need to know what are the different components involved if we talk about security in the SDLC. So code analysis, change management, compliance management, threat modeling, and security training. So let's talk about what are these different things. Code analysis, the development team will write the code, and the security people need to know, if this particular code which is being written is weak or strong, if that could be attacked or not. So, the process of investigating the source code of an application for vulnerabilities and ensuring that it follows security best practices overall. That is what is the, uh, thing that we used to do in code analysis. If we found out that some code is weak, then we will, either update it or change it to something more secure, so that no one could tamper your code base and then it would not behave in a uh, way that it is not intended to do. So that is what it does. Then change management, what is it? Software teams use change management tools to track and manage, report the changes related to the software or requirements. So, uh, a software, once it is developed and deployed, it never remains the same. It should be updated to the latest trends or latest usage, and there are some additions to it. So the change is inevitable and it should be managed. You should have the track of the changes, who did it, and when were they done, okay, and manage and report all these changes. And what it helps is that it prevents inadvertent security vulnerabilities due to software changes. So if someone committed a code and changed few lines which are now vulnerable, and introduce new kind of security threat to your application, then this is what should be detected and then should be rectified and mitigated in order to ensure that the software is again secure and not vulnerable. Then compliance management, you know there are a lot of regulatory bodies out there, that say if you want to deliver your software or service in our region, you need to comply to few of the security best practices or the policies that we have created. So they need to comply with some regulatory requirements. For example, compliance with security, privacy, and anti-tampering regulations such as HIPAA, FedRAM, PCI, DSS, and a lot of different things. GDPR, NIS, NIST, and all these different stuff. Then comes threat modeling. So threat modeling is what DevSecOps team investigates security issues that might arise before and after deploying the application. The network you have, the infrastructure that you are using, the application tech stack, the packages. So you need to know, what things are being used, and you need to investigate if there are any security flaws in those things that you are using. So they fix any known issues and release and update the version of the application if there are any found in the application or the infrastructure or the network or other things, a lot of different things that are involved. And also one of the major component of DevSecOps is the security training. It involves, training software developers majorly and the operation teams with latest security guidelines, and they need to know, okay, this is the way to build the application or to deploy the application. And then this way, the development and operation teams can make independent security decision when building and deploying the application. So that is the end goal that we have to see. Not just delivering the software as a secure application, but to make everyone aware about the importance of security in your application. That is the end goal. So next we will discuss about some of the best practices that are adopted in DevSecOps. So shift left, shift right, usage of automated security tools, and promotion of security awareness. So what is shift left? Shift left is the process of checking for vulnerabilities in earlier stages, as I'm mentioning continuously, that security should not be something that you do at the end of deployment or once your application is deployed and used by the users. Security is something that you need to adopt and check earlier, or the vulnerabilities that are there. This is what you have to check before you deliver any software. So by following the process, software teams can prevent undetected security issues when they build the application. So that is, I hope you have got the point. And what is shift right? Shift right indicates the importance of focusing on security after the application is deployed. So not just security while we are building or before the application is deployed. It also needs to be focusing on the security that is like security threats or vulnerabilities that are there after that particular application is deployed. So some vulnerabilities might escape earlier in the security checks and become apparent only when customers use the software. There are some uh, vulnerabilities that are not kind of threat till now, but once the application is deployed, they become a threat. So as I mentioned, petrol leak in your uh, vehicle might not be detected when it is still standing in a one place, but if it is running, then it becomes too risky, having that. And if you get to know that, okay, we our petrol is being leaking from the vehicle, and once you detect that, then you should immediately fix that particular issue, otherwise it is dangerous. So then usage of automated security tools is also one of the security best practice or that we see in the DevSecOps area. is that DevSecOps teams might need to make multiple revisions in a day. Okay, and then to do that, they need to integrate security scanning tools into CI/CD process, and this prevents security evaluation from slowing down development. Checking for vulnerabilities is a really difficult task, and if you are doing it manually, then oh God help you. So that is the reason we use security tools to be integrated and run few checks through the code base, and do the scanning and all this different stuff to give us the reports of this particular security findings. Then that makes us easy. Okay, I mean that makes our lives easy. For not continuously being into the task of assessing the package over and over again. Then promote security awareness. Companies make security awareness as a part of their core values when building software, and every team member who plays a role in developing applications must share the responsibility of protecting the software from users from security threats. So it is the responsibility of every developer of the application or the operations teams to ensure that nothing of value is being stolen by the threat actors outside in the world. You know, uh, that is the reason that other people will trust you, and that is the plus point of selling your application by saying like our application is secure and no one can steal your data. So that is when the users will be onboarded and they will be using your application. So that's why security awareness is really important. So now, what are the common DevSecOps tools that are present? And like here, I have listed only few. You can see SAST, SCA, DAST, IST, MAST, RASP, container security, secret detection, as bombs. Okay, these are very few stuff that we can do. I mean, minimum things we can do to include in our SDLC and secure our application development procedure and all these things. So you already might have known the full form of these things, but if you don't remember it, you can always watch this particular video that is popping up in the corner of your screen, and go ahead and see the list of topics that is discussed in this video. You will get to know what are this. And don't worry, we will be discussing all of this in great detail in our upcoming sessions. So that is why we have created this DevSecOps playlist. And I hope you will like, share, and subscribe it as well. Then next is what we will discuss about the challenges of implementing this DevSecOps practices or culture. Now, many people are resistant to this cultural shift. As it takes a toll and a lot of efforts. To learn about these things. So, organization might find it hard for their IT teams to adopt DevSecOps mindset quickly. It is a slow process, but it is definitely a worthful process. And software teams focus on building, testing, and deploying application. This is what they want to do and keep doing. But meanwhile, if security teams focus on keeping the application safe, and they tell the development team, okay, this is the way you should be doing or building the applications. And software teams say, oh, don't teach us to how to build software. But there are certain clashes and some to and fro things happens eventually, but end goal is to secure the users and secure the application, so to say. And then therefore the top leadership needs to get both teams on the same page. As I mentioned, there is a lot of to and fro about the importance of software security practices and timely delivery. Now, security teams should also understand sometimes that okay, you can let loose of some things and let the development team take over and fix some issues and see the security stuff later, because business continuity is the most important thing, and either it be a functionality wise or security wise, everything should be smooth and working efficiently. Then what is the second challenge we see is complex tools integration procedures. There are a lot of different tools, different types of tool to build application and test their security, and integrating tools from different vendors into continuously delivery process, and it is a challenge. And traditional security scanner might not support modern development practices. Okay, so the tools that we are seeing right now, as the IT industry is growing and a lot of technological changes are happening, a lot of new things are being invented and developed like day by day. So that is why the tools are becoming complex as the softwares are being complex as well. So that is the one more challenge that we have to face. But we should not get disheartened by this thing, and we should always strive to uh, do the better stuff that is for good of everyone. So I guess that's it for our today's video, and I hope you got to understand all the different aspects of DevSecOps, and I hope you will be capable enough now to answer any question that comes about theoretical DevSecOps, and tell me what do you mean by DevSecOps, why it is introduced, and why should I subscribe to DevSecOps culture mindset. And you will eventually be able to um, kind of explain the importance of these things. So I guess that's it for our today's video. If you like this series, please do subscribe to the playlist, and turn on the notification, and you will get to know whenever I upload a new video. And I'll be also requesting you, if you do not follow me on LinkedIn, please do that. And we also have these particular slides available on the GitHub repository that I'll be link. I'll be dropping the link in the description below. So yeah, that's it for our today's session. See you in the next topic that we have very soon enough. So yeah, till then, stay tuned, and cheers. Keep learning. Bye.